Hi, I'm Melania Trump, and I'm here at The View, waiting for my husband. My makeup team is working on me, so where is he? Does anybody know where is my husband?
Coming up on The View, Donald Trump is giving his view of men behaving badly, from Celebrity Apprentice alum Jesse James to Tiger Woods. And his wife Melania is telling you how she's going into business for herself. Then, Michelle Obama's brother Craig Robinson is revealing how a young Barack asked him to help convince Michelle he should run for president, why his parents didn't think Barack and Michelle were a match, and the perks of being first brother-in-law. And the marriage rep's Tom Papa is messing around in Joy's Comedy Corner. All that, hot topics and more, coming up on The View.
Listen, yes, we were sad.
Sing a little more, sing a little more.
Well, I'm feeling so good.
Okay.
I feel like a natural woman with somebody else's chest. No. I don't know where that came from, but let me get away from it. You know, we were very sad to find out that all my children's Rebecca Budding is divorcing her husband, Bob Guinea, but they say they're still best friends who talk every day. And our question is, can you really stay best friends with an ex?
Maybe until someone else comes into the picture and how trusting they are of that friendship. You know, if either of them then has, you know, another relationship, I don't know that that other person would want the best friend to be the ex. They may not have the problem, be the other.
If you have children, you got to stay friendly. And if there's money involved, you don't stay friendly.
But even if
I just want to read some statistics, because I know how you love The Bachelor, and it's all sweet and romantic.
The Bachelor, the show.
The show. There have been 13 seasons of The Bachelor and 5 seasons of The Bachelorette, and at the end they get a rose and they're supposed to get married.
Bob Guinea was one of the first, right?
Only one couple.
That's right.
Only one couple out of 18 seasons got married to the person they picked. The shows are fake.
Trista and Ryan. Trista and Ryan have had 2 children. They're still together. She moved to Colorado with him, I think, because he's a fireman.
By the way, Rebecca was not on that show.
No, Rebecca was not a bachelor.
She interviewed Bob, and that's how they actually met. She was interviewing him after the post-Bachelor show, and then they fell in love. But here's the thing. They're both really cool people. They've been here a bunch. We've become friends with them here.
But the thing about
they're great, maybe just not great together.
But sometimes I think it can be really nice. I think, you know, it depends on if you're going through a divorce and it's ugly, or if you got, you know, custody battles or anything.
Children or money.
But hopefully, once you heal, you can get to that place
I've been friendly with all of my ex-husbands, not that many, and almost every man I've gone out with, we've stayed friends.
Best friends? Like
best friends? I mean, how many best friends?
You have to be in as well. Are you in there?
You know, if Rebecca and Bob say that they're such good friends, then we should have them on the show as good friends together to talk about how you stay friends.
I mean, one of the reasons that you get married, I thought, was you were marrying your friend. And so I've remained friends with most of the gentlemen that I've been involved with, only because they started out as my friends, and we both discovered that I was a terrible wife or a terrible girlfriend, but I'm a great friend.
Did you ever run into this? You stop me if it's too personal. If they then went on to another relationship, was there a significant other fine? No, I'm saying, was there? You're cool with it, and he's cool with it. Was the new woman in his life? Was she okay with you being the best friend?
Since I've been on The View, I've learned many new things. I have learned that women are not supposed to have male friends, and men are not supposed to have women friends, so it makes for a very tough relationship. That's what I've learned on The View. You guys said that a guy cannot have a female friend. Do you remember this conversation?
Yes, friends. They're just not his best friend, because I'll pound them if they are.
But see, here's the thing.
They're friends with the couple.
Yes, another married
see,
friend
now you're putting all the stuff on it. If you're my friend, say I'm a guy, and you're my friend, and we've been tight since we were little, does that mean well, I'm asking that. If, you know, if you marry somebody that is your best friend, and you've been tight for years, and it doesn't work out as a relationship, can I not stay friends, or does the other woman get nervous?
Listen, Whoopi, this comes from Rabbi Shmuley, who wrote Kosher Sex, where he writes, or told us on this show, that if you're telling this friend intimate things, then you're actually cheating on your husband. That's what they're talking about.
When you
I blame Rabbi Shmuley for this.
Well, then comes the whole question, which we can address another time, which is after you break up with your ex, how do you feel if your girlfriend, or it doesn't even have to be a marriage, if one of your friends wants to date him?
See, that again,
I don't want him, but
like
I don't
you
want
said,
anyone else.
Probably not good is the answer.
I don't know if I would like that. You know,
if you're happy about yourself and in your life, it's fine. If you're miserable, nothing
works. But can I tell you, Jason Kornblatt, who is our researcher, his mom dated, his father dated his mother's best friend. And then after they broke up, Jason's father got with his mother. Now, she asked the best friend, is it okay? Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm following you, yeah.
Jason's father dated the best friend, then he got with the mother. And had they not, and they've been together for, you know, Jason is married now. They've been together. Now, had they not gotten together, we wouldn't have Jason Kornblatt.
But does she still speak to the other friend?
They're all best friends now.
I'm very lost.
Well, here's something that will find you, Barbara. Starting April 30th, you can go to the post office and purchase stamps that will help get pets the food they need and the shelter they need. So please check out this website and find out how to pre-order these stamps. I'm telling you, this is a great...
What's the website? Did you say it already?
I didn't say it, but you can go to our website. You can go to abc.com and find out, because, you know, it's such a good thing, and every stamp that you get will help a puppy or a kitty get another home. And now, a word from our sponsor.
And now the View Fashion Minute, brought to you by Burlington Coat Factory.
Now, with the cold weather finally behind us, it's time to look hot. So break out your warm weather clothing and take a cue from Hollywood's leading ladies, the dress rules. You don't have to break the bank to recreate these fabulous looks. As they say at Burlington Coat Factory, it's ooh la la for less moo la la. At a department store, these designer looks could run you over $800. At Burlington, you get a similar dress, shoes, handbag, and accessories, all for under $160. Try on that little number. They carry brand name merchandise, famous labels for up to 70% off department store prices every day. So to help you create your own look on a budget, Burlington Coat Factory is sending you home with a great summer hat and a $50 gift card.
Wow. So we'll be right back with Donald and Melania Trump.
The beauty, the bigger-than-life personalities. The Trumps were born to be reality TV royalty. We're always happy to have them with us. Please welcome Donald and Melania Trump. I'm fine, Donald. So glad to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you, baby. Absolutely.
I'm sick because we're always happy to have you.
Very tan.
Legs over here.
So,
a lot of beautiful women. It's good.
Yeah, well, you got a lot of women in your life. You've got, yeah, you do. It's a beautiful, well, you have 5 children. I must say, having interviewed the elder ones, you've raised wonderful kids. I give you a lot of, whether it's the genes or you or the wives, you've done all luck. But I went to that absolutely beautiful wedding when Ivanka got married. The most beautiful, oh, there we are, the most beautiful bride. And your own bride is about as beautiful as they come. But how did you feel when you were watching her, your little girl all grown up?
Well, she's married a great guy, and I'm very proud of Ivanka. She's a special girl. She's really a hard worker. She's been very smart. No trouble. Now, I'm talking now, I'll tell you about it in 10 years, right?
Yeah. Right.
But she's really a terrific person.
It's interesting because the wedding was so beautiful, but it was also an interesting event because your daughter converted to Judaism because of her husband's family and wishes, I guess, and is going to keep a kosher home. That's not easy.
Well, it's certainly different for me.
Yeah?
It's a little bit different. I didn't expect that 10 years ago, 5 years ago, but she fell in love with someone, and they have a great relationship, and that's all that matters.
That's absolutely right.
It's important to him.
It was very important to him.
And at the wedding, we have a very cute picture of 4-year-old Baron, your son, as the ring bearer walking down there.
He is so cute.
And it's so funny, he's so cute, but if you look towards the left, that looks like our executive producer, Bill Getty, right there. We can't even see Barbara because she's so tiny.
Totally blocked me.
Yeah, you're blocked by, who are you blocked by?
Where's Barbara?
I think I'm next to Bill. I brought Bill.
This is like
and in front of us were Rupert Murdoch and his wife. And I'm sitting, I want to see the bride. I want to see Melania. I want to see I'm sitting like this over Bill. It was one of the most beautiful
Good
weddings.
having you there.
I'm happy to have
And
been
Bill.
invited. Yeah, thank you.
Who does Baron take after more, do you think?
I think
as
it's
he
both
grows?
of us,
You
but
think
I
so?
could see a little Donald in him, bossing us around the house.
Firing people left and right like on The Apprentice.
Already.
Oh, he is so cute. What is
You
he
already
into?
have him playing golf, I hear.
That's right. He's playing golf. He's really very talented. He's just turned 4, and he hits it very well. He hits it long and straight, so I'm very proud of my boy. There he is. He's coordinated.
That's Tiger Woods.
He's a very
So
coordinated
you know
guy.
Tiger Woods.
I do.
And I assume you watched the Masters.
I did,
So
absolutely.
what did you think of his performance, and what do you think of all the hullabaloo?
I think his performance was amazing, that he could go through what he's been through and come in 4th and play really as well as he did. I mean, he wasn't probably happy, but for anybody else to come in 4th with what they went through, I think it's almost impossible. A lot of people said it's impossible for him to make the cut, which is basically halfway through you get cut. If you're not. And I think his performance was, wouldn't you say, Whoopi? I mean, just amazing.
Absolutely.
Under
I
the
was
pressure.
knocked out by it.
Well, they had one of the largest audiences ever watching the Masters.
Well, not just because of the golf.
Yeah.
You know.
And he's got to hit a ball. You know, some people can't sink a 2-foot putt if they're playing for $1 in Nassau. And
And what
here's
do
a guy.
you think about all the women?
Well, I was a little surprised by it. And, I just happen to be a guy that likes Tiger. I respect him. I like him. I think he likes me. And I felt very badly, but it seems to be going not necessarily in the right direction.
Yeah.
But he'll turn it around, and he'll start winning. And once he wins, winning takes
changes
care of a
everything.
lot of problems,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
Lots of problems.
Melania, as a woman, I think a lot of women, we put ourselves in Elon's position. Have you ever done that? Did you ever think, how would you feel if you were Elon? Would you take him
I
back?
just think she needs to take care of the children, take care of herself. It's only one life. Let him go. Let him take care of his stuff, and she would take care of her. That's the only thing I would suggest.
If Donald did it,
This is
Donald
too
did it,
much.
just kill him, right?
Only his dreams, I tell him.
No, I was waiting for Barbara to do it. No, I think she'd give me 3 or 4 chances. Would you give me 3 or 4 chances?
Only in your dreams, honey.
Don't push your luck.
Good for you. Aren't you having a big birthday coming up?
I do on Monday.
What are you going to do for her birthday?
Well, I'll have to get her something. I mean, I'll have to get her something. I'll have to get her a nice sweater or something.
You're too good.
I'm sure it'd be great at picking out. I want to ask you about another person that we've heard in the news a bunch lately, unfortunately, Jesse James. On Celebrity Apprentice, you got to know him really well. We heard about what was going on with Sandra Bullock and his cheating there, apparently, and allegedly. What do you know about him? Do you think that they'll be able to mend ways?
No, but I got to know him very well. And, he's a tough guy and very sullen and very quiet. And it really took a long time to get to know him. If you saw the show, he was not an easy guy. But he was, and some of the cast just hated him. His so-called competitors. Clint Black, the country singer. I mean, the level of hatred was beyond normal. But he's a very, very smart guy. And I thought that he had this fantastic love for Sandra, and maybe does. But, he has love for other people also, I guess. But I was surprised. I was surprised. I was also surprised he never brought her on the show, because he could have won a couple of tasks if he brought this great movie star onto the show.
Right.
And he never did it. And it was a little surprising because usually they bring their spouse onto the show in some form to win.
So what do you make of it, that he didn't bring her?
Well, maybe he was with somebody else.
Hello?
Well, very often couples want to be
But
seen individually.
She's also very, very private.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's very private, too. He's a clam.
Yeah.
It's hard to get any information out of Jesse.
Well, I was surprised because I really like him. I thought I got to like him.
What do you think of this affinity for Nazi memorabilia that he has?
Not good, and she doesn't, I don't know. I've never seen somebody with tattoos. That's never been my deal. Do you have any tattoos?
No.
Huh? It's just never been my deal.
No,
No, I know. I'm asking her. I know. I know.
we want to tell you.
It's not our deal, you know, but you see somebody with the forehead and the shoulders and the legs.
Some people
and
like that, yeah.
And there are some people that are into that, you know. So.
Well,
get it.
Melania has a whole new career that has nothing to do with Donald, but that's very glamorous and lovely. Donald and Melania are going to stick around, and we'll be right back. More questions, and we'll show you what this is all about.
Hey, it's me, Tom Papa from The Marriage Ref. Gonna be on the show really soon.
Baron, take a swing.
Oh, that is so cute.
Good shots, son. Give me 5.
Oh, it's a driving range.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, my goodness. It's awesome. Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
With me is my beautiful wife, Melania, and my son, Baron, a future businessman and pro golfer.
He is adorable. We are back with Donald and Melania. So, clip from Celebrity Apprentice. The cast, Sherry's been saying from the jump, has been outstanding. Cindy Lauper, Blagojevich, Sharon Osbourne, which brings me to the fact that some people are saying Sharon is getting a little bit of special treatment because she's been out sick, missed some episodes, but she's still on.
But, you know, Elizabeth, she really has been sick. I mean, she has been coughing so badly. I don't want to get near her.
Oh.
And neither, but she has really been sick, and she has missed some time. But let's see what happens in the future.
It seems reasonable.
But she has
to
really
me.
missed a lot of time.
Sure.
You know, my girlfriend Carol Leifer was the first one who was kicked off the show, and she had a complaint. She said that she was thrown off the show because she's not as big a star as Cindy Lauper, who got to stay even though her team lost. How do you respond?
Well, first of all, I really like Carol. I think she's terrific, and I think she did a really terrific job. But I thought she maybe wasn't quite as effective as Cindy, and you know, I like not doing it for entertainment purposes, but for real life. And I just thought she should go. But I think she's terrific.
While we were talking about Tiger Woods and everybody else, we should have asked you, maybe didn't. What's your view of what's going on with Larry King?
Should have had a prenuptial agreement. We all love Larry. We all know Larry well.
Yeah, right.
And I was a little surprised that after 8, he doesn't have a prenuptial agreement. That's what I'm
Barbara said the same.
Well, he's a special guy. He's a great guy. But, you know, it's too bad.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Well, we have to, congratulations are in order, Melania, because on Friday night, you're going to be making your debut on QVC, selling a line of your jewelry and timepieces. So congratulations to you. And you brought out some samples to give us a sneak peek. So now, is this expensive jewelry, Melania?
Well,
Because
this is
it
not.
looks
This
really
is very
expensive.
affordable. It's everything under $200.
Really?
And I designed 3 collections: Palm Beach, New York, and Paris.
Wow.
And for example, this is the watch.
Is this designed after your own real jewelry?
It's inspiration, my jewelry box, and the 3 cities. And this is everything, my design from A to Z. I design, I sketch.
That's a watch? That's beautiful.
Everything. And I just really want to have selling to the women that want to feel beautiful, elegant.
Is this a
under
wedding
200.
ring right here?
It's
I
gonna be.
do! Look at that! Look at this!
You know what? This is the
How much is the bracelet that you just showed with the watch?
This is $70, and this is my replica.
Look at that, it's so pretty.
This is the replica of my wedding band. I wear something else today, but this is the replica of my wedding band.
May I see your
it's-
replica, How much is this one?
This is lovely. Oh, my goodness.
See, I could do that. I could do this.
And I'm getting her one of these for her birthday.
Except I have to put it on
This is beautiful. I love this bowl.
This is Palm Beach collection. You could wear it on the beach when you play with your child.
I'm not playing with Jeffrey with that on, Melania.
You didn't say the bondage collection. This is Palm Beach. Oh, Palm Beach.
I think that's my favorite piece.
No, this is everything for women.
So, did Donald give you any business?
Very nice.
Those are beautiful. Did Donald give you any business advice? I mean, you don't need the money, so you must be doing this at all.
For passion, I study architecture design, and I design every piece, and it's really fun and creative for me, and it's something else than being a mommy and a wife. So
But that takes a lot
She's
of
always
time.
had a great sense of design.
So you
and
want
so
her
I
to do
encourage.
this?
Well,
Did you give any advice?
her design sense, well, when it comes to design, no.
no.
Beautiful.
Any business
He was very supportive. He said, like, you know, I know you will do very good, and you have a great ideas and beautiful.
She really does.
you
And
know,
when the
so-
QVC people saw this, they fell in love immediately. And she didn't need much advice.
I love Melania.
Thank you, too.
I can't get the ring off. Oh, boy.
We're so glad that you both came by. Melania, good luck with everything. Donald, we'll see you around. We love that little Baron. Our thanks to Donald and Melania Trump. If you want to see more of Melania's jewelry line, she will be on QVC next. Oh, this Friday night, April 30th. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Please join me in welcoming an impassioned public servant, a loving daughter, wife, and mother, my little sister, and our nation's next First Lady, Michelle Obama.
Brother-in-law, but Craig Robinson is a trailblazer in his own right. He left a lucrative career to pursue his passion and ended up head coach of basketball at Oregon State. His new book, A Game of Character, gives us an intimate look at growing up with the First Lady and his relationship with the man who would make history as America's first black president. Please welcome Craig Robinson.
Thank you.
And everybody looking at you, you look just like Michelle. You guys look just like twins. But, you know, you had the honor of introducing Michelle Obama. We saw in that clip at the Democratic National Convention, and you're a basketball coach. And I heard that you compared that to a basketball game. How was that similar?
Well, I was much more nervous at that than I was at any basketball game, but I wasn't nervous for myself because I was just making the introduction.
Right.
She had to come in and make all the shots, and which she did when she gave that great speech.
Yeah, she certainly did. You know, I read, too, that before the president decided to actually run, he needed to convince Michelle that it was okay. And he went to you to actually work on her to convince her. So what was that conversation like?
It was just like that. I mean, first of all, I was stunned that he was saying that this was the time he was going to do it because we all thought it was early. And as I talk about it in the Game of Character,
Right.
I was at Brown University at the time, and I just, I likened it to if Kentucky had offered me the Kentucky job. I wasn't ready, but it would be no way I'd say no. And I used the same logic with my sister that she used on me because she's the one who convinced me to leave corporate America to start coaching.
Right.
Give me the book for a second.
Yes.
Because
Instrumental you were.
I read this book, and I want to recommend it, especially for families and especially for kids. I know you didn't write it for kids, but the values that your mother and father gave you and the way that you and your sister grew up, this is something that you'll find very much in this book. But,
thank you.
You know, it's very tough when it's people you love and who are criticized. And by the way, your sister has been on with us as a co-host. We would like to invite her again. We wouldn't mind if you could.
Watched.
You watched. She did pretty good.
She's pretty good. She's good at everything.
We loved her. She was great.
Yeah, she was wonderful with us. But when your brother-in-law, when the family is criticized, that's tough. But I'm not going to ask you whether you think it's unfair. I want to ask you if there's any criticism you think is fair.
Probably, because I don't hear all of the criticism. The way we handle it in our family, criticism, and it comes to basketball coaches too. And I used to tell my mom and my sister, when people criticize me about the horrible way I lost the game, I tell them, take it easy. I love what I do. I know what I'm doing. I can handle it. So when they get criticized, they use that same thing on me. They're like, we know what we're doing. We're okay.
Right.
Take it easy. And that's so then I just worry about my team.
Well, you're a big brother.
Yes.
She's a little sister. I have the same situation with my brother. So let me ask you, when you want your mother to do something, who gets to go and tell? Who has to convince? Because pretty much my brother has to do it, because I'm a chicken.
Yeah. Well, as you know, it depends on what you're asking. But most of the time it's me, which is, I think you're getting to the story that I wrote about in the book about getting my mom to move to the White House. Yeah, they came right to me on that one.
And you convinced her.
Well, my mom is in her 70s, and to get a person in their 70s to stop what they're doing and change their entire life and to move out of their house, that's like, asking them to give up a leg. So I said to my mom, I said, listen, not only will you get a chance to spend some quality time with your granddaughters, but you're going to be helping Michelle and Barack, and just sit back and enjoy yourself. And then I said to her, plus it's only temporary.
Now, so you're like the middleman for all the things that need to be said in the family.
No, not everything. Not everything.
More now. You used to be the big brother. Now she's the...
Yeah, she used to be Craig Robinson's little sister growing up the whole time. I'm the basketball player and the first one through, and now I'm Michelle Obama's older brother, and I love every minute of it.
Let me ask you, before we go on, how are the girls doing, Sasha and Malia? Do they like living in the White House? Are they happy there?
Yo, they're doing just fine. They're doing just fine, and they can't help it, because when you look at the way my sister raises her kids, and you look at how we were raised by Fraser and Marion Robinson, a lot of the same values, hard work, emphasis on education, accountability, discipline.
All of these values, but you write about it when Barack Obama was first dating your sister.
Right.
You and your parents said, this'll never happen. So what do you think she saw in him, and what didn't you see in him?
I'll just correct you a little bit. I was on his side. I was on his side.
Your parents
my parents, well, you know what it was? It was she had never had a real long-term relationship. All the guys there, they got 86 beforehand. And being a young male, I knew what it was like to go visit your date's parents. And you go in losing. And what I really liked about him, aside from the fact that he was tall and my sister's tall, so that was good, and he was smart. Of course, she would never walk in the door without somebody smart. But he was so engaging, and it's hard to make friends after college, And this was a guy I thought I could be friends with him. He's funny. He didn't lead with the hey, way, I'm Harvard Law School. You know how those guys are.
And he played good basketball.
But that's what I wanted to about the basketball.
But I didn't know that when we met. See, the often told story, I did include it in a game of character, was my sister grew up in the same house as I did, so she heard my dad and I popping off about how you can tell a guy's personality by the way he plays pickup basketball, which is very true.
Yes.
So she comes to me and she says, Craig, Barack fashions himself a basketball player. Do me a favor. Why don't you take him out and play with your guy? And initially I said, no way. Absolutely not. I don't want to be the one to have to say this guy is a jerk. Now, you guys have to remember, I'm not looking at him like as the future president of the United States. I'm just like, this is a guy, I don't want to just destroy this guy. If you don't want to be with him, you tell him no. But she, of course, in her way, convinced me.
Yes.
And
once you find out during that pickup game.
It was easy work. He is, basketball is a very honorable game. You can tell if someone's selfish. You can tell if they're honest. You can tell if they have integrity. It's self-regulating, so if you don't make the right calls, guys are like, I know, see this guy? You can tell if a person is greedy. Yeah. So I was able to report back as the story goes. You guys know
but
that.
Did he play?
Oh, yeah, he could play.
By the way, he could play.
Actually, the best part about his game in that day was that he wasn't trying to suck up to me by passing me the ball all the time. I like that.
Did he beat you?
We were on the same team. We were on the same team.
But he can play basketball.
Yeah, I haven't seen the bowling, but
I've
heard about the bowling.
You know, I'm hoping that Michelle does come back here and sit with us as the First Lady, too. You know, she and I, obviously, politics, you know, got the best of a lot of people during the election. And I had a good chance to talk to her and learn a little bit about her as you speak about her in this book after the fact. And we had a conversation not anybody really knows about, but I have to say, she's a good woman. And I'm glad I had that chance. So
Thank you.
It's nice to see your relationship with her, too, through your words. And I'm glad I got a glimpse of that. So please tell her to come back. We'd love to have her.
I will let her know.
And of course,
she's got some time.
Yeah, right.
And if the president insisted on coming on, because he's been on with it, we wouldn't turn him down.
Well, if ever you need somebody to come on, you can always call me back.
And that's good to know we will.
Thank you so much, Craig. Please come back. And Craig Robinson, everybody in our audience is going home with a copy of Craig's book, A Game of Character. We're going to be right back with Joy's Comedy Corner.
Don't picture you driving. But you must do it.
Well, actually, I love to do it. I love to drive. I consider it a great honor to drive. I really do like it. But
not golf. We're not talking about golf. Driving an automobile.
Show, The Marriage Rep, hosted by stand-up comedian Tom Papa, who's in my comedy corner today. So please welcome Tom Papa. Hello there. Okay. No, you're the host of this show, The Marriage Rep.
I am. I'm the host of The Marriage Ref. You could say I am The Marriage Ref.
Yes, really, you could. You've been married 10 years, right?
Yeah, 10 years married.
How do you like it?
It's all right.
Okay.
No, I love it. I love it. I love my wife a lot. I do like it. It's better than being single.
It is.
Single's a hassle.
Supposedly you live longer, too.
Yeah, I just read that.
Or maybe it just feels that way. But you and your wife are fighting all the time, as I was reading. What is that?
But that's like a small part of it. I mean, it's relaxing being married. It's just, you just get to do, you know, you're single, you got to be polite. You got to stay in shape.
That's true.
As soon as you get married, I can get as fat as I want. Really, it's the finish line. It's like, I love you, you love me. We can't sleep with other people. Let's eat a chocolate cake.
I know, it sounds delightful.
Yeah.
But now, tell me about the last fight that you had, because you say that you had some kind of a flashback.
Yeah, well, in marriage, there are flashback fights, I call them, because when you're married, I mean, this is why fighting is not a bad thing, because when you're single, you're dating and you fight, this could be the end of the relationship, but when we fight, it just, who cares, whatever you want to say. At one point, my wife called me, in the middle of a fight, a bloated jellyfish. All I said was, good one, good one. Because I know I have the rest of my life to get her back.
Yeah.
Seriously. We got in a fight 3 years ago, about the right way to load a dishwasher. 3 years ago. I remember having the fight. I remember thinking I won that fight. 2 weeks ago, we're out with another couple. Someone mentioned dish. My wife attacked from across the table. I thought it was over. She was just waiting me out like a crocodile in the water for 3 years. Just waiting for me to walk by. Dish! Ah!
So who won that fight?
She wins all the fights.
She wins them all.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me about your daughters. You have 2 daughters?
I do. I have 2 daughters.
Being a dad is fun, right?
It's okay. I love them. I love them a lot.
Yeah.
The 2 girls are sweet. I mean, I love them more than anything. They're just turning 8 and just turning 5.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, adorable. I feel like we're going into a better phase now because I'm not good with the little phase. Like now they can talk, I can communicate with them. It's nice. You know, earlier we couldn't go to restaurants for 3 years because the little one just didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
And little kids completely, she was 4, she had power over all of us. She would just sit there and like with her crayons and, no, I want to go. And we're like, no, we're at the restaurant. We didn't even order our food yet. She's like, no, we're going. She's like, no, we're staying. Oh, really? You ready to go? You ready? No? Okay, I'm going to do it to this guy. All right, we're going.
Kids can be very tough.
Very tough. And I feel like I got kind of ripped off. Because when I figure, well, if we're having them, I'll be the dad. That sounded kind of cool. I figure, oh, well, I'll be the king of the castle. I'll make people and rule them.
Nice try.
That doesn't exist. That's an old version of dad.
Really? I don't know
yeah,
where
there's a new kind of dad now. Now you're like part mom, part dad. Now you're like this useless transvestite just hanging around the house. There's no respect for fathers anymore. No. Even the cartoons the kids watch. Here comes dad. What a jackass. Do you remember your father coming home from work? I mean, when my father came home, it was like the bad guy coming back to the town in the Wild West.
Yeah.
My mother would gather us in the kitchen. Your father's coming. Don't look him in the eye. He'll take your head clear off. I get home, it's like the camp counselor just got there. Here you go, the baby just took a dump in her diaper. I'm going for a massage. See you later, jackass.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
I know. It's
now, you and I have been in the business a long time. We're getting older in the business. How do you feel about all that, getting older?
I stopped getting older.
Did you?
Yeah, a couple years ago.
Do that?
At 38. I'm like, no, this is it. I'm not going any higher. I don't like it. And I think there's enough science out there to stop it.
It should be. You're right.
Steroids, human growth hormones, robot parts, wheels for feet. Wouldn't you take any of it?
Absolutely.
If I had a good drug dealer, I would be on all of it right now.
Yes, all of us would.
I can't believe people are shocked when you find out these guys are on steroids. I would take... Manny Ramirez, 37, doing things he didn't do when he was 27. Who here is getting better with age? Nobody. He plays 162 games in a summer, back to back. You ever throw a Frisbee with your friends for like 20 minutes? You wake up the next morning, it's like you were shot in the shoulder.
They say that the way that you can see what you're going to be like when you get older is to look at your parents.
Well, that's why I decided to stop.
Oh, I see. What's wrong with them?
Everything. We Skype now. We Skype so they can see my kids, you know, so we get that big monitor version of my parents. It's horrible. They're there in their house, they're all blinky and nervous and bad lighting. It's like watching a bad hostage video. It's so uncomfortable. And my mother thinks the closer she gets to the camera, the better she can see us.
Oh, yeah.
Puts her whole head up there. There's just this giant old eyeball on the monitor. The kids are crying because a Cyclops just ate their Grammy. Oh, it's awful. I don't even let them watch my kids anymore. You put old people and kids together, who's watching who? Really? I took them all out to eat at the same time. It was like going on a chaotic class trip. Really, I had to treat them all the same. Zip them all up in their jackets, get them ready for the ride, give them all a juice box just to shut up. As soon as you open the door, they just scatter. My father's going one way, the kids are going the other way.
I tell you, it's not easy.
No,
so,
it's awful.
Thanks so much for joining us
Thank
today.
You so much.
Okay, you can catch Tom Papa live in Minneapolis at the Acme Comedy Club April 30th through May 1st. And, of course, the Marriage Rep airs Thursday night, so check your local listing.
And Melania Trump's QVC jewelry line will debut next Friday, April 30th, so don't miss it.
Ah, very nice. And the mega blockbuster movie Avatar just came out on DVD, and you are all going home with a copy of it.